Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Pro Dota commentary done by Luminous. Today we're casting EG versus Svenhunterz by I mean Luminous and B-balling. What's up, my main man?
Not too much. Been a while, but we are back doing more stuff. And yeah, it's a cast. European Dota. How you feeling?
Feeling pretty good. I heard decent things about this. Farming records were set, and we will be here to judge such farming records, whether it's
To
legit or
determine
not.
if it's fraudulent or not.
Yes, yes. Evil Genius is on the Radiant here, Svenhunterz on the Dire. One thing I noticed so far about the draft is that Dire Svenhunterz is banning a lot of pushers on the second draft phase. So Chang, Lone Druid, as well as Luna. And yes, Luna is a great pusher. So if you haven't watched LGD Internationals games, they do like a 8-minute push, 9-minute push when their Luna hits like 7 or 8 in terms of levels. So but since she's not in the game, let's not talk too much about it. So they ban a lot of pushers, and they also pick up one of the premier counter pushing hero in the game, which is Keeper of the Light.
Dumbest hero in the game. I hate playing against this hero more than any other hero.
He's a
Except
boss,
for
really.
Rob.
So,
No, he's such a
so,
douche.
so all these foreshadowing point towards one direction. Svenhunterz wants to go late game, and if you look at their carry so far, it's a lifestealer. He gives you about 35 minutes of good carrying. But beyond that, he starts to get juked around by 4-staff. He's not exactly the most reliable carry because he's melee. As such, it makes me want to think that Svenhunterz is going a little bit more in terms of late game. So we want. I don't know what the late game hero might be but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's obviously not true because EG banned the Fearful Tree and Protector pick, obviously the most broken hero in Dota. So, I mean, we're not going to see any tree carry action today, unfortunately. I know you're disappointed.
I'm not.
I know you're super disappointed.
Tree's just a joke hero. Undying Brewmaster and Bane Elemental, however, is not joke heroes. Undying and Brewmaster, of course, team fight specialists. Bane Elemental has been proving a lot of. I mean, he's doing a lot of work lately. I know a lot of you guys are disappointed that the next guy's not Bane Elemental. That Medusa has combo break in the alphabetical guy order, but he's gonna come eventually. But Bane Elemental is a pick in conjunction with Undying and Brewmaster. Brewmaster, in my opinion, here in this particular game, most likely is going to focus down on supports. It's okay if you want to split and try to do some work against Lifestealer and Clockwork, but these guys are generally very tanky. So I imagine he's going to focus down on Keeper and Shadow Demon, which, despite not having stuns, these two heroes are very annoying team fights. Disruption defensively, offensively, Purge. If Keeper Alive has enough mana for Mana Leak, and Blinding Lines are always an annoying spell. So I imagine that's what Brewmaster is going to be going for, but that might change after a couple more picks.
Yeah, and I mean, the Clockwork pick by Svenhunterz, I mean, he's a bit uncaught, but really, he's still a very good hero, and it's not really even because of the cogs or the hook. It's mostly because of Rocket Flare, the usefulness it gives you in terms of map control, where you can just illuminate where everybody is on the map, just constantly keep scouting out the vision, allowing people to farm up, especially when you have Keeper of the Light for that recall in to see if there's a gank coming in. Then Clockwork is pretty invaluable, so I think he's a really, really strong hero. The problem is, he's pretty garbage when it comes to late game, but I mean, as long as you still have Rocket Flare, you're still relevant. But we're going to see Nature's Prophet probably being played by Milk, so hopefully we'll see a really strong Nature's Prophet performance out of him. But Svenhunterz, they probably need their second carry, and I wonder who that's going to be. Not
Yeah,
really.
so far, I mean, if we look at the carry matchup so far, it's Brewmaster versus Lifestealer, which could kind of go either way depending what stage of the game. I like the Bane Elemental pick here. Obviously, it's picked against Lifestealer as Finn's group does go through Rage. Rage is a 6-second cooldown, or last 6 seconds, and has like 11-second cooldown. So there's very little time where Lifestealer is without Rage, and you gotta really take advantage of that split moment. But right now, the attention is on Phantom Lancer. Like I said previously, it's been pretty much foreshadowed. 3 pushers being banned out in the second phase, Keeper of Light being picked up very, very early, and of course, Keeper in Light and Phantom Lancer is matchmaking heaven. There's some Brokeback Mountain up in there, but they do a lot of things together very, very well. Obviously, they lane together like champ because Phantom Lance and Illuminate is set up kind of each other. Keeper of Light could always replenish Phantom Lancer's mana, which you may only think it's only important early on, but it's very, very important in late game as well, as good Phantom Lancer players like to use Doppelwalk for illusion creating as well as spamming that Spirit Lance. And obviously, in the ultra late game, when Phantom Lancer is farming over one side of the map, Keeper of Light could be defending on the other side, recall him back. So there's a lot of global mobility from this Svenhunterz team. And obviously, looks like we have Demon playing Shadow Demon, or Fiend. That's not right, is it? I don't think Demon plays their mid.
No, but I think they're probably not going to put Shadow Fiend mid then. That's probably
Maybe.
the consensus. No, they're going to swap around,
Okay.
and Fear is going to be playing the Shadow Fiend instead. So just a little bit of mind games. Actually, that's pretty important because when I did my Doomed Castle Eternal Envy, that somehow got half of my audio completely phased out, so I couldn't upload it. He said people playing different roles really threw them off a little bit and had a factor in how they played their lane. So these mind games definitely make a difference because in one instance, I think he said, oh, Hani was playing Magnetar, so he expected Hani in the middle lane, but Hani actually went to the off lane. So that actually surprised No Time to his laning assignments in that particular game. But that's not going to be relevant, I don't think, here because they already swapped. So I think Svenhunterz pretty much know. And Svenhunterz pretty strong team. Took Navi to a pretty long game, and they actually played a really strong Mega Creeps versus Mega Creeps game against Gamer University, which I did a solo cast on my channel. But
Nice shameless advertisement, bro.
no, I know, but just giving some background information. Sven Hunters from Sweden, and also a little bit of background information. I think a couple days before this match, Melk said, essentially, screw you, Phantom Lancer. We're just going to ban Keeper the Light, but Keeper the Light is not going to be banned at all.
Oh, that's very funny that you said that because yeah, I mean I think Keeper Light is worth a ban depending what lineup you're drafting around. But real fast, the more important thing to point out is that we're gonna see solo mid Shadow Fiend. I kind of expected a Panda going on the mid lane or a Brewmaster in this case. Jo is by far the mid player, and Fear always plays on that protected farm lane. And to be honest, I think Shadow Fiend is more suited on that protect farm lane, and Brewmaster is more suited on the mid lane as collab is pretty much no joke. And I think he's going to be facing up against the Phantom Lancer dual lane with Keeper of Light, obviously. And I don't think Fear is going to have a good time there.
Well, he's not going to really have a bad time. I don't know if they can really kill him, but yeah, his
I
farm
mean,
will
he's going to
definitely
eat a
shut
lance
down.
every time he shows his face. I don't think that's a good time.
No, but, some people have different opinions of good times. Maybe he's into that stuff. Who are you to judge him?
I don't think Fear is into that stuff. Okay, alright, he's going mid, going for the quick bottle, and he really needs those early last hits. And it's going to come down to how well the Phantom Lancer, as well as the Keeper of Light, is going to keep him lane. On the top lane here, we're going to see Demon on the Undying. On the long lane, which, by the way, Undying is a great solo long lane, especially against dual or tri lanes here. Observer Ward being dropped on the high ground here by Blueberry Ninja. What a tag. And here we go. The lancing is beginning.
Yeah, and Keeper the Light does outrange Fear and has higher base movement speed, so it's just going to be a nightmare for Fear to deal with unless they do a rotation. I don't think each is honestly expecting a dual lane mid, but really with a Lifestealer and a Phantom Lancer on your team, what else could you expect other than Lifestealer jungle? So EG probably should have suspected this, but you can see Fear already burning through one of his tangos, still has 150 gold away from his bottle, and meanwhile Go Audio just out of mana for now, but Fear already just having a terrible time.
Man, by the way, Blueberry Ninja has won Chakra Magic at 1, which is not something you'll see at all. Obviously, Chakra Magic, generally you take it at 2 and level 3 for the extra mana return. You want Illuminate 4 to spam, but I mean, Illuminate costs 150 mana at level 1, which is very, very pricey. And if you're going to go for this harassment build, Chakra Magic, I guess, is what you want. But Chakra Magic level 1 just not that effective as a spell. But hey, he's using it. And I do believe that Fear has somehow survived his way up to a quick bottle, which in a sense he should be finding out. The danger is still not over yet, considering that he still really need to either get the runes or start bottle crowing. But he's actually raising for creeps, so that's not too bad. Meanwhile, Blueberry Ninja has coming around to harass Milk, and Milk is on the run for a little bit, but they're really allowing Fear to get a lot more free farm than he deserved, to be honest. Uh-oh, Blueberry Ninja? Blueberry Ninja?
Blueberry Ninja, what are you doing? Oh, gallop away. Gallop away gracefully. Oh, he's going to salve up. He should be fine. No, Malk going to teleport back in, going to cancel the salve. I don't know if they can catch up to him. Blueberry Ninja swings around to the east, but he actually goes to the west, and he might be in a bit of trouble, but he does have 315 base movement speed, and he's going to be pretty hard to catch, but Fear is going to swing back around.
Ooh. One raise into one more right click, and that horse turn rate, apparently not too good. Has high MS, but was not able to get away. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, on the minimap, Demon was very much so tangled up with the two supports, or two heroes on the top lane here. You can see a Demon very much so out of HP at this point, but with 4 tangles and a magic stick, he should be okay. And the reason that Undying is very powerful on the long lane is that it's actually very difficult to dive on him. When you're diving on a hero, generally you're very clumped up, which means that you could get a 2 or 3 man decay off, which means he's going to be extremely tanking. And of course, Tombstone is absolutely no joke when you're not killing a particular hero quick enough, and he looks like he's going to put his 4 point into Soul Rip for extra a little bit of healing. He really needs some mana regeneration though, but again, like I said, said, the courier very much so tangled up on the mid lane here, providing that bottle crawling here for Fear.
Yeah, and it might just be me, but I think Undying is a little bit overrated as a first pick, but that might just be me. As JO continuing to free farm, only 12 CS, Lifestealer 17 CS. Really not too much to be that impressed about just yet, but this game only 3 minutes in, so really not too much to comment on thus far. But again, Fury is starting to get his soul count up, has plus 30 damage already, so he's doing decently well. And
I feel like this mid lane here for Svenhunterz has pretty much failed. I mean, you put a dual lane mid, you assume you'll shut down Fear. In fact, he has gotten a first blood. So this lane is pretty much lost here for Svenhunterz. And so my attention is now on the mid and, or excuse me, on the top and bottom lane for Svenhunterz respectively. How much have they done on the lane? Clockwork has level 4, so that's actually pretty high for a long lane. Beatus, by the way, has 3.5, so he's been really pulling a lot. Instead of keeping out of lane. So I guess that's more or less a trade-off. Jo, by the way, in terms of farm, let's see how much he's got. He's got 18, so that's pretty good. But moving on the top lane here, Svenhunterz has a pretty fat Nyx as well, as he's pretty much lasting every single lane, every single creep, excuse me. So who do you favor here so far?
No, I kind of want to talk about how you feel like mid lane was lost, because they're not going to kill Fear, but it's a PL free farming. He has 19 CS at the moment, and PL obviously one of the strongest carries in the game, so it's not really necessarily lost because PL's probably not going to get ganked either. So I don't think Svenhunterz is necessarily losing this lane. Anytime you get a Phantom Light to free farm is always a good start. So
I agree with that.
I'm gonna have to defer with your.
Well, I agree with that. It's just that when you put a dual lane mid, you expect PL to get free farm and also SF get nothing. So they done half of that, which I don't think is good enough, which is not worth the lane investment. And I mean, they still are harassing Fear a lot, but he's got 18 creep kill and a first blood, which I think is rivaling Shizgo Audio's CS, and we'll see how it goes. Obviously, Phantom Lancer's way later carry. I'm very, very happy that he's got a Tranquil Boots as his first item choice, as that Tranquil Boots is very, very important for jungling much later on. It might not seem like it, but that's the one thing that I'll be kind of driving home about if I ever make that Phantom Lancer guy, is that Tranquil Boots is absolutely no joke when it comes down to jungling as well as lane surviving for PL.
Yep, Fear continuing to get harassed as there is a lane ward by the Keeper of the Light planning out, and one Illuminate is going to fly in. Not enough to burst down the creep wave, so Svenhunterz can still get last hits, but just enough to harass Fear as they're going to go in a bit more aggressively on Fear, and Fear is level 6, but again, his swarm is being heavily contested. Still has 24 CS, so that's pretty respectable. But again, Nature's Prophet wants to jungle, Undying wants to be part of the off lane, Panda's getting free farm on the bottom lane, so Fear really not going to have anywhere to farm for the next couple minutes, and that's why I think the middle lane is still overall in favor of Svenhunterz.
Okay, alright, so we agree to disagree here, as Audio is still...
We agree that I'm right and you're wrong.
Sure. We do see a Ring of Regen picked up. It's
top lane, Demon is getting initiated on, gets a disruption, and Soul Catcher pops the Tombstone. It is level 3, so it's going to last quite a bit. Demon going to pop the Magic Stick as well, but Soul Catcher doing so much work. CHW is going to be gangbanged by all those zombies. Gets a Shadow Poison off. No, it misses Demon, juking out of it, and here comes a JO teleport back in. Thunderclap. Gonna get raged, and Demon is in a little bit of trouble, but he's going to run away. Keep in mind, Undying has higher than average base movement speed, and those zombies, man. The zombie apocalypse came on that top lane, and nobody could survive on the Dire.
Man, that's exactly what I meant. When you're diving and dying, you're clumped up. That makes that decay so much more powerful. And of course, that extra point of Soul Rip ended up mattering very much. So hit level 6, immediately popped the ultimate for the slow and damage amplification. A great TP from Jo. Picks up a second kill here on the Lifestealer. Back in the mid lane here, Audio is going to take a little bit of harass. Look at how much damage Jo is actually doing. Our game boots already being picked up here. A good indication that they really, really want to push. And obviously, against a team with the Lifestealer and a PL, of course you want to push. Normally, if you're going to go play a little bit more standard of a Brewmaster, you go for phase and drums and then into that Blink Dagger. But right now, Arcane really gives that utility for your team, so you could sustain that mana and keep on pushing. But we'll have to wait and see. In my opinion, the X factor for this game is, at least for Scourge, or for Dire, is the Keeper of the Light. He has to be the one that's...
Warren on the bottom lane. Jo is going to go initiate on him. Can he get the kill? The Fire Panda not doing enough damage. Clockwork pretty tanky. Hooking to an allied creep. Very nicely done. The Boulder Toss probably won't be enough to finish him off. Oh man, he survives. It's 10 HP. That Boulder Toss unfortunately not able to, but you can see that clock buff hooking to allied units so useful in that engagement, and was able to correctly identify the creep waves. It's just like, help me guys, you're my only hope. And he was saved.
Yeah, good use of that clockwork. Not a lot of players would have done that, or at least I wouldn't have done that here. As Demon actually chasing very deep on the top lane, harassing Shadow Demon away. Shadow Demon, man, look at his HP pool after 2 decay spam. That's why Undying, after he gets this kind of level, he's really almost unkillable. But looks like Nyx is going to come around here for a little bit of harass here and there. Who do you actually feel the game's an advantage? I mean, you expect the Radiant team to be leading, but it is a 3-kill lead since, you know, they have the better early game heroes and whatnot. Do you think that's enough here to kind of stabilize and try to go for a big push on the mid game to kind of close out this game? Or do you think that despite the 3-kill deficit here for Svenhunterz, they're still okay?
Well, Raiden haven't really gotten any of their big items. It looks like they are going to die for Demon. Demon going to pop that Flesh Golem. Here comes Vern, swing back around, trying to kill off Demon. Demon does end up dying. JL teleports in. That Tombstone is level 4, so it is going to last for quite a while. And looks like Morn is going to end up dying right there. Shadow Fiend is going to go onto CHW. Can he pick off CHW? Does manage to juke for a bit, but that Purge and Soul Catcher are going to reveal himself, and Fear is going to pick up another kill. So nice counter ganks by EG. And I was going to say that EG, not yet any of their big items, but they are going to have to make a lot of things happen in the mid game because they will just get rolled by the Phantom Lancer and the Nyx combination in the late game, in my opinion. But EG, with that successful team fight, they do have really strong team fight, and they're going to pick up the tower as well.
Yeah, mid is trying to... Oh, it looks like we're going to see a couple teleports here. Nyx is, of course, in one of those trees. Creeps still, and Fear trying to run away. He does have that Invis Ring from Bottle, and what a 2-man Sprout here. That's going to you really prevent anybody from coming in. Central Ward gets immediately dropped down here. Fear does not know. I don't think so. Oh, Milk trying to TP out, and he is going to do so successfully. So everybody survived, but Fear runs into the range of the Sentry Ward. Nobody actually looks at him. They're trying... Fear, maybe no. Is any more Sentry Ward being dropped? There is no more Sentry Ward in the vicinity. Fear still walks into position. They can easily go on him. The creep gives it away. The range creep gives it away. Oh, Lex, nice cogs here, but Fear is his Invis Room running out anytime soon. He's running around. Demon is in position, and it looks like they're going to start raising here on the Clockwork. Clockwork just goes down. What a play here by Fear. And of course, Demon playing the nice spade that he is. I gotta just say, that was a very, very poor dive in my opinion for Svenhunterz. Diving and dying under a tier 1 tower like that is almost suicidal. Yeah, you are gonna get the Undying kill, which they did against Demon quite quickly, I might have to add. But not long enough for him to spam a Decay, a Tombstone, and more importantly, for those TP scrolls to come in. And obviously, if you lose that early game team fight...
Oh, Go Audio in the mid lane as Beatus has decided to join the party, and they are going to kill Go Audio. EG doing all the correct movements at this point, counter ganking the PL once Beatus hit level 6, and now he's going to be very close to level 8 as Go Audio is going to sit in that fountain thinking about his life for a little bit.
Top lane here looks like we have a clap into a straight and ultimate. Looks like they are going to go on here. The Lifestealer. Lifestealer is going to get surrounded 3, but he's going to have Rage on cooldown. But does he have mana? Yes, he does. We do see Milk is going to have a ground target Sprout. Oh, but the Clockwork hooks in from the left side here, but Clockwork being surrounded by just about everything. He's losing HP, losing mana very rapidly. Here comes Go Audio with the one last. Can they actually kill Milk? He's gonna go right in, right click here against Milk. A little bit of body blocking. Oh, nice dodge on the Illuminate. Lifestealer comes out of nowhere. It's gonna get 1 kill. Do they have enough mana to go on Jo? Needs a little bit of mana. And there's Chakra Magic. Where's the Chakra Magic? There's the Chakra Magic. And there's the open rune. A couple of right clicks, and right now Svenhunterz right back in this game. That was just 2 kills, but those 2 kills were so important, especially when both Lifestealer as well as Phantom Lancer were involved in that, and they didn't even lose that tier 1 tower just yet, which is a very, very surprising move to me.
Yeah, really nice engagement by Svenhunterz. Unfortunately, once Clockwork trapped everybody in the cogs, only Jail really had enough mana to go with, and he only had enough mana once he popped the Arcane Boots. Other than that, nobody on EG had really enough mana to continue that engagement, and unfortunately, again, nice communication by Svenhunterz because they managed to actually split away from Jail and dodge the immense AoE of Thunderclap. As there is going to be an attempt for the bottom tower, they are going to take it successfully, so EG going to get a bit of gold into their pockets, trying to get some map control as well, but still, how do you push against Kibler? It's so annoying as Morn trying to get in position, maneuvering in for that hook, is going to get a hook onto Beatus, and guess what? Surprise, Lifestealer all up in your grill with the Illuminate flying in as well. Lifestealer picks up another kill and a killing spree after going 0-1 now with the Midas and the Treads well on his way to Armlet, so Lifestealer is starting to get back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, those are such key kills, and just looking at this hero lineup and looking how this game's going right now, Keeper of Light, like I said, just want to reiterate, he is really the most important member of the team. By the way, Chakra Magic just fills up most of the heroes' entire mana pool. Clockwork gets an insta full fill, Lifestealer gets an insta full fill, which is going to allow them to be ultra aggressive, ultra more effective in these coming up team fights. I do want to say though, Beatus has been not helping his team, but in exchange has gotten a level 8 Bane Elemental, and this tier really needs levels, and he's grabbing it right now. So in the upcoming mid game, he's going to be a lot more effective. You can see that Milk is already working towards that mech, and Jail already up to that 2k, so Blink Dagger is up. These items are piling on very quickly for Evil Geniuses, and I expect a couple of towers to be knocked down very quickly, but looks like Lifestealer perhaps is in a little bit of trouble. He might think he's safe with the Rage TP, but of course there's a Finn's Grip to cancel it. But meanwhile on the left side here, ooh, how did Clockwork TP out of that? Looks like Beatus has ran into the cog.
Clockwork actually anticipated that, so Beatus actually just arrived to maybe 0.2 seconds before that TP went to completion, so Clock managed to know he was in a sticky situation, got the heck out of there. Just want to really comment on EG, what they're doing. I think if JO kept free farming, he would have a much faster dagger, but really getting the kill on the PL, helping secure that top lane a little bit, really means a lot. But still, you don't really want to take a go too late against a Lifestealer and a Keeper and a Phantom Lancer if you can help it, as hopefully that won't come back to bite EG a little bit, as they've only managed to take down one tower, but still, they are overall in a pretty solid position, and Xiaofeng, interestingly enough, picked up a dagger himself. What do you think about this?
I mean, it's an item that gives you a lot of firepower in the mid game. You expect, for example, the Panda to go in, you expect the the Prophet to be backstabbing, so a lot of attention won't be focused onto you, and if they're focusing onto you, that's fine too, because your teammate's going to be doing a lot of work. It allows a precise placement of that ultimate as well as raises, but it does make him very squishy in nature. That Bracer most likely will be turned into a Drums as well, much more of a caster focused Shadow Fiend, but if you're not intended to go late game, why not? I think it's a very spicy build, and I'm very curious to see what is working right now. There is a smoke attempt across that mid lane, but because there's a Sentry Ward there as well, the creep has saw that smoke and begun attacking on the heroes. They really need to start getting some towers, they being Evil Geniuses. And there's a Drums finish on the Shadow Fiend, so I expect this push to be happening right now on the top lane, and they gotta make it work.
Meanwhile, PL's finished his own Drums, and he's going to pick up a TP scroll, just going to try to continue farming. His farming potential has been slowed on a bit, but he went for the Quelling Blade, and this is a really interesting mechanic, because actually, there's been a lot of QQ lately, because illusions apparently do a lot more damage with the Quelling Blade than they should do. So apparently that's a bug that's apparently not in high priority being fixed. So I guess this PL is fully intending to abuse it, and he's able to jungle a lot more efficiently than he otherwise would be able to. So yeah, that's just another fun fact that illusions do get the bonus damage from Quelling Blade when they shouldn't.
Yeah, this is the reason why Quelling Blade, this is the reason why the Radiant Spill has pretty much went away for Phantom Lancer. I mean, it's much faster to farm with a Quelling Blade and a Diffusal Blade, as that gives actually your illusions way more damage and attack speed, especially when they do split and spawn. And this has led to a change of the Phantom Lancer build generally. I'll talk about that later, as you can see that True Dota is going to try to TP out. No stun there, so he is going to be successful to do so. Meanwhile, though, look at Chase on the bottom here. Beatus in a little bit of trouble. Can he actually... Oh, he does get out alive, and now everybody is in big trouble on the bot lane. Clock is dead, and I don't know exactly where he's trying to go. He's going to go into one of the range crew. Comes out here for a kill. Nicely done, and he's going to TP out. What a play. The only way to cancel that TP is dead. Wow. Sick play.
Beatus juked for his life, and then he walked back into the range of Infest. That is EG throwing at its best, as allowed Lifestealer to escape, and really good recognition by Svenhunterz, because other than Bane, there's only real Panda Ultimate that can shut down TP at this point in the game, so they're just abusing the fact that Teleport really just shuts down EG when EG trying to get some counter ganks going. But even though that is 135 gold, it is helping to save their lives, and they're able to get out successfully. And again, Phantom Lancer just going to use this time to free farm it up. EG still have taken down 3 tier 1 towers, so they're in a bit better position at this point, but they're going to have to get something going soon. And meanwhile, Milk finished up the mechanism as an Urn as well. I wonder what he's going to go for, as he didn't go for the Midas build to get himself a bit more experience, but instead went for more of a support Nature's Prophet. And I wonder what he's going to get next. Probably Necro 3, I imagine.
Yeah, I mean, he loves his Necro books, and it's a great pushing item. It gives your team a lot of auras. It would not surprise me at all if that's what he ends up going for. A quick level check here on Keeper of Light. It's very important that he does have his Illuminate max. He does, and it's very important for him to start picking up level 11. as his ultimate gets a lot better for more blinding light and whatnot. So he's well on track in doing so. It seems like Svenhunterz has more or less stabilized. Quickly checking on the goal graph here, a healthy 5,000 to 6,000 lead for the Radiant team, but again, it doesn't feel like they're leading. You know, their hero positioning on the map, they're not, you know, constantly in front of the tier 2 towers on the Dire. So meanwhile, look at LuminouStudios, he's trying to fight, and unfortunately he's gonna get gripped out of nowhere, and Fear shows him a huge ultimate up the face. Looks like Fear is going to go for a blocking bar. Interestingly, picking up a mid-throw hammer first. Maybe it's a Desolator, but quickly before handing the mic back to you, you can see at the beginning of some intense farming from Phantom Lancer. Phantom Lancer, by the way, a little bit of changing of the build, as I was trying to mention earlier. You now max Juxtapose before you actually max anything else. And it looks like we have Rod of Awful being dropped on him, but he's going to get dust, and he's going to go down. Wow, Rod of Atos from Undying.
I don't know if you've watched AUI stream ever or read AUI's posts on Reddit, but he loves Atos on everybody, and even got Atos on starter, where it actually was beyond useless. But Rod of Atos, I still think is really bad. As Keeper Light does manage to pick up a kill on Jo. Jo tried to get away, but unable to run, able to hide from that Keeper Light. And again, just to sort of comment back on that EG point, not playing so aggressive. They have aggressive wards, but it's so difficult to push against a Clock and a Keeper Light.
Yes.
Unless you all just really group up. And this is why I think Keeper Light is probably the most annoying hero in Dota to play up against, as Milk almost got hooked in trying to escape as the rocket's going to fly in. Milk is going to be able to escape just fine, but how do you push against Clock and Keep the Light? I do not know.
I mean, you do have a Prophet, which does give you a global pushing, but I mean, for the meantime, there's a lot of stuff for the EG team to worry about. What's actually a little bit confusing to me is why haven't the Radiant team grouped up in a single lane and just try to death ball down the middle, because they do have the hero lineup for that. Meanwhile, Blue Ninja Berry is going to be going down. No! As I say that though, he's going to just TP out, and Jo not finding it worth it to kind of kill a Kato with his ultimate. Maybe actually wouldn't even have enough time to do so, because the
Felix is gonna get gripped in the middle lane, is very, very tanky. Gonna drop 2 races and the Fiend script. He's gonna go back on the offensive. Fear is gonna invis out of there, as Nightmare is gonna stop Warren in his tracks a little bit. Here comes the Requiem, bam, right in the kisser, as Bane does somehow manage to pick up the stay with the brain sap, but still nice engagement by EG, killing the Lifestealer, but used 2 ultimates for that, and Fear used a lot of mana, so he might have to go back and regen, as he is gonna go for that BKB. Pretty standard, but not going to be that Desolator.
Alright, so I think a lot of viewers would appreciate a little bit more discussion of Rod of Atos, or Rod of Awful, as I like to call it. So that's an item that we don't see in a lot of pro games, and, you know, B-Balling obviously doesn't like the item. AUI apparently loves the item, and I personally think this item is not completely useless. No item is completely useless, but I think this item is very, very a bad choice in this game, because, again, it gives you a lot of stats. It gives you a great mana, great HP, that's cute and all, but for 3k gold, you could have a almost completed pipe for Undying. And imagine there's a pipe on the EG squad right now, they can just Sparrow down the mid lane. Nice Illuminate, bro. We just pop the pipe, charge in, mech if needed, and suddenly that's a dead tower, because with Tombstone and Panda Ultimate, what is the Dire team really going to do about it? Because there isn't a pipe, I feel like EG can be playing as aggressive as they want to be. What really is Rod of Atos going to do for you? I'm so confused what this item is supposed to do.
It can help you gank, but again, it doesn't really cancel it. I mean, they're trying to. I think they're trying to shut down the PL, but really, it's, again, they can't really get in the proper position because of Keep of the Light and Clockwork, where Pipe would have been much more useful, like you mentioned. Demon does have a gem to try to spot the Phantom Lancer, but the Dire do know that Demon has a gem now, because he's had it for a little bit, and looks like Clockwork trying to get a gank going with the Lifestealer inside of him. But Demon trying to escape, again, just so many mechanisms to escape from the Radiant, and they're just buying Rod of Atos, which doesn't do anything except slow move speed and just give you a bit of stats. So, yeah, I agree with you. This Rod of Atos probably not a good decision.
Well, it looks like we do have Demon coming in on trying to get a gank here. He's a solo gank against, well, Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend has gotten a kill back in somewhere in the mid lane, but unfortunately, I do believe Demon's going to get baited very, very much so. The clock hook in right now. Look at Demon's HP dropping. Oh, there's a mech TPing right now to help it out, and, well, Demon's surviving. But look at the Phantom Lancer illusions are just breaking him apart. Milk TPs in, and Milk, I do believe, is dead as well. One more rocket flare for the site is all they need. Nice, bro! Milk is on top of that, but one more Phantom Lance here. Nice juke here by Melk, but the open wound's gonna find him in one more Lance. Gonna get the kill, but the blink in here from the Panda now will start the fight. Gonna focus on the Clockwork, even if they kill the Clock, which they will. I do believe, again, the victory very much so in the hands of the Dire in that one team fight, as both Lifestealer and PL made it out alive, and they, you know, again, was involved in the kill. Back in the middle here, BKB gets pop here against Shadow Demon. He just gets the Purge off, and Shadow Fiend's right under that tower. Anybody's gonna TP in for that kill? Nope. Shadow Fiend, with the first BKB use, has gotten a couple of kills, and now working on that tier 2 tower. If they get this tier 2 tower, it's not too bad of a loss overall, but it seems PL is in position to start defending this.
Yep, PL is going to go back in with those drums and trying to usher Fear away. Can Fear escape? Blink Dagger is constantly being cancelled. Fear is going to die right here, trying to go back on the offensive for Go Audio, but manages to die, as Go Audio does have that gem now that Demon did drop. So EG playing a bit aggressive, but really they're trying to split up the sides of the Dire so that they can push down other towers, but really it's not working out for them. And Svenhunterz might get in position to pick off tower very soon. Looks like Svenhunterz trying to do so, as Demon is in position. He is level 13. Interestingly enough, not getting that second point into Flesh Golem, instead maxing out all his other spells. But Phaelitz, with the help of Phantomlancer, should be able to muscle down his tower, as Wrath of Nature and the Tombstone do fly in. Phaelitz trying to retreat, is going to retreat successfully, because again, no stuns, and all they have is a Rod of Atos. So, just really, EG's getting completely kited around without that.
Is playing very aggressive right now. Hooks him and his teammates on the retreat. Clockwork's gonna throw away his life. Can they even kill Jo? That's the question right now. They will kill Jo. No split there, and now Beat is in trouble as the Basher of the Lifestealer gets one instant kill. They're gonna go on Undying. Tanky still, but not tanky enough. He's gonna go down. I was just about to say, when the Dire team is retreating, that PL is not gonna cry about not getting that tower, as they will go for the late game and get those tower much later. But I mean, hey, he's gonna be a lot happier if they do get the tower, especially a couple kills before that. And they're gonna pressure on the tier 2 as well. Shadow Demon's on, or excuse me, Melk on the bot lane trying to pressure that, but Shadow Demon by himself is gonna at least slow down this push. Tier 2 destroy on the mid lane. A single TP from anybody on the Dire side will defend the tier 2 on the bot. So right now, the Dire team a lot more ahead than this Go Graph suggests. The Go Graph suggests that the Radiant's ahead, but it's lying to you, man. Right now, the Dire is winning by so much. Last thing I want to point out is that Phantom Lancer, by the way, last time I checked on it, had 3.3k gold. He had a Diffusal Blade on the Courier and still had 2k. So that would have been enough to actually buy a full Radiance if you want to do so. Still opted for Diffusal Blade. It just shows you that Diffusal Blade is a lot better for many reasons. Obviously, it allows him to be a lot more combat worthy much earlier on. And to be honest, you farm a lot quicker actually with the Diffusal Blade. Of course, B-Balling talked about the Quelling Blade, quote-unquote glitch, or fix, whatever you call it. And the fact that your illusions do a lot more right-click damage, they spawn a lot quicker in terms of more illusions with Juxtapose. And it's just a lot of small things that adds up to a just overall better item for Phantom Lancer. And, he's not the most tankiest of hero with 1200 HP right now, but still a very effective farming hero overall. And he's sitting at 272 creep kills right now.
Melk somehow finds a way to feed up in the middle of no man's land, as EG does manage to pick off Clock, but again, it's just a Clock, as Clock just diving in very aggressively, but I feel like just sort of a stall for time, while Svenhunterz somehow managed to get up to 277 CS. Probably a bit of that is from the Undying Zombies and from Nature's Profiteers, but a lot of that is from the jungle and lane farming, as EG trying to get some momentum back, gonna get scouted out by the Shadow Poison for the Roshan attempt. Will PL get recalled back in by the Keeper of the Light? Not yet popped his Spirit form. Looks like they think they can wait it out a little bit longer, but probably will get recalled if he really has to. Keeper of the Light ultimate still... No, it's going to get popped. I imagine he is going to start the recall, as Roshan is very low in terms of HP. Where is PL? Demon, or Fear, does pick off the Aegis, but looks like Jo does end up dying in that fight.
How did he die? To what?
He got illuminated and soul captured as soul... No, he just got illuminated.
Alright. Okay, so I you know what? Even with the Aegis up on the Radiant side, I say it was a very worth it trade for the Team Dire. They got 2 towers for Phantom Lancer, 1 tier 1, 1 tier 2. They got a kill on Jo, and look at the damage that these illusions are doing right now. That's another thing that the Diffusal Blade's a lot better for PL when it comes down to pushing towers, as Radiance really doesn't do anything for tower pushes. So yeah, right now we're up to 200, almost 300 CS here for Phantom Lancer, and this game is really not going to go anywhere. I don't think the Radiant team will lose anytime soon. In fact, I think they still have one more push left in them, especially when Prophet, you can always drag the game out very long, but it's not looking too good.
Definitely not. They're going to need Jo to do the initiation of his life, but again, they can't really push out Phantom Lancer again getting the split push going, so even Illumina and Clock Rocket's not even gonna really matter too much when Phantom Lancer starts getting his illusion arming going, as he's gonna be able to farm a couple lanes and the jungle all at the same time, while constantly being in the team fights, sort of like a pseudo Spectre because of that Keeper Light recall. So annoying to deal against this combination, as this is why we see Keeper Light and Phantom Lancer starting to get some bans these days. But still, EG knew about this combination and they decided to face it head on, but I think they are starting to regret their lack of stuns, to say the least.
Yeah, the item check real fast here. Good supports on both sides. You can see Blueberry Ninja picks up a 4-staff, so is the Shadow Demon, and so is
Casual Abyssal Blade. Casual Abyssal Blade.
The more important thing is that there is a very, very non-casual Abysmal Blade. It's actually very, very good here against the Shadow Fiend, and to be honest, I really don't know what... I talked about how, you know, the... Lifestealer gives you about 35 minutes of 40 minutes of good carry, and right now he's doing exactly that. The 4-staff is going to be somewhat annoying for him to deal against, but I mean, so what? Like, sure, the Lifestealer is not going to be too effective later on. That's when PL is going to start taking over. PL, by the way, 2.7k gold in the bank after a completed match style, and it's becoming increasingly more difficult to actually push against this PL. Look at exactly what he's doing right now. Those illusions should be on the tower, and yep, that they're going to go straight on the tower right now, or actually spawn more illusions with a crew wave in front of that. One thing that I haven't pointed out too much for any PL player is so important to actually farm the jungle with main hero, and they're going to spawn a lot of juxtaposed illusions and then send these illusions straight into the lane. With level 3 Phantom Edge, those illusions by themselves, if nobody stops it, they could just push straight to the racks by themselves. So that's literally having 6 hero on your team when it comes down to farming and pushing, and that's why Phantom Lancer, the new Phantom Lancer, it's just absolutely insane as a you know, game ender. Like
4.2 agility growth. As,
yeah, he
doesn't get any agility items. He just gets so many stats.
He drags the game on by himself, so you don't really, like, you know, we talked about how Keeper is great as a lane partner for PL because it helps him drag on the game longer. Like, at a certain point, PL does that on his own. You can see that doing that right now. He's going to push on the tier 2 on the ball lane. If you don't send anybody here, he's going to take that tower and push your tier 3. So, eventually, there's something that needs to be done here for EG.
Keep in mind, PL doesn't have his heart yet. So it's only going to get more and more difficult to take down these illusions as the game goes on. And Ichi had the right idea. They sent 4 heroes to try to take that middle tier 2, and they got it successfully. But it might have been a bit too late as PL is starting to get a split push going. As you can see, all the non-base towers are down on the side of EG, and it's really going to be difficult for EG to start pushing in. They want to look for a pickoff and then try to go group down all the middle and try to take advantage of the penultimate while it's still very, very strong. But right now, PL illusions can help to burst down the Panda ultimate pretty much by themselves once PL picks up that heart. So it's just going to become more and more difficult for EG. But still, one of the X factors is that Milk really hasn't contributed much to the game, but does have that Necro 3. So EG not out of it, but it's looking very, very difficult for them, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what kind of item choices you could actually get against a PL, and you can see the PL on the bot lane like I talked about, using a Doppelwalk, using the Mantis style, using Lances, just to create as many illusions as possible. And if these illusions die, no problem. It's a zero call loss, really. Zero cost loss, especially when you have the Soul Ring and help you out in terms of mana regen. And just want to reiterate that he gets a Soul Ring despite having a Keeper on his team. Mana is really an issue for Keeper, or for PL, and again, you know, sooner or later, more and more illusions slowly gonna well down this tier 2, and you can't constantly have 2 heroes on the bot lane because you're gonna lose, you know, map presence on the other portions of the map. But you know, again, all these tactics just makes the game go on longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, as we'll see if something's eventually done to remedy that, but Jo gonna have the Aghanims up relatively soon. 26 seconds on that Panda ultimate with ridiculously tanky Panda summons. Gonna be very, very useful as the Smoke of Deceit is gonna be popped. I do not think that Die Ward actually saw that Smoke of Deceit as the Radiant are gonna venture forward trying to catch off the clock, but again, it's just a clock, guys. As the rocket was fired, Clock might be in a bit of trouble. Will they use the Fiend Script? No, positioning himself just out of range. Gonna use the Fiend Script. Fear gonna get pushed back a bit, but Warren is gonna die. But again, it's just a clock, guys. Nothing to celebrate
back
about.
In the mid lane here, they're gonna go right on Demon. Demon probably a much more important hero to lose, and they're gonna drop the Tombstone as well. And look at, he's not actually destroying. Okay, look at those zombies. He literally just got 40 extra creep kills. My God.
I think it was more like 30.
Okay, well, still, like there was at least 6 or 7 illusions right there, and each illusion's got at least 2 or 3, zombies. So that was a lot of extra CS. And it's like, of course, PL not gonna be too sad about that. It's 6K goal. I think this is time to actually put a heart up. When there is a heart on PL and he has buyback, it's not impossible. It's just impossible.
Yeah, as they're just gonna have to use Fiend's Grip exclusively for PL. But again, LuminouStudios can just venture in. Yeah, LuminouStudios can just venture in, use that Abyssal Blade on Beaters, and not really be afraid of anything. As again, Fiend's Grip is really the only thing that goes through that LuminouStudios rage, other than Shadow Fiend's attack damage. As maybe some measures that can be used to counter that might be a Mjolnir on Fear, some AOE. If they had a melee carry, Battle Fury would probably be a solid option. But Fear actually going into Med style as a BKB, unable to get too much farm back on the board, unfortunately for Fear. But I think Mjolnir would be a solid item choice for Fear in this game, or maybe even Satanic very early on.
And looks like I did hear a Clockwork Hook somewhere. Milk is trying to TP for the courier. Very aggressive play, but decides against it. PL sells his Tranquil Boots, and I didn't actually catch what he got. Instead, the courier is still flying over there. Oh, he's going for the heart, and he is gonna have to go for heart in just a couple go. And unfortunately, he's gonna have to part with his Quelling Blade. He has done a lot of work for him.
He's gonna part with his Soul Ring.
No, he needs some mana, and it looks like he has Boots of Travel as well. So this is a quote-unquote opening for the enemy team to go in. If they could kill the PL right now, they could probably even go for a Rax. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, the problem is EG doesn't really know how much gold PL does have. Probably just assume he has too much, as PL is still hiding the heart. Probably to convince EG that he still has buyback until he can farm that buyback back up. But EG gonna push for the top lane. Milk is gonna teleport in. Looks like this top tower will fall not under too much pressure, but in exchange, finally the last tier 2 tower on the side of EG has died as well. So all the non-base towers have died in this game. And EG is starting to climb up in that death ball, as they don't even have Aghanims or level 3 ultimate up on Jo. So I don't know if this is the right time, but I guess that they know they can't really keep waiting much longer.
Yeah, 80% blind here in front of tower, as well as Illuminate being charged up. There is a little bit of harassment with the Necrobooks, and here we go. Clock hooking right now. They're going to focus right on Milk. Milk is a very important target. If you get him, they do. That is no more mech, and the entire team is on full retreat, but you can't really retreat from a Phantom Lancer. The Lancer's 7-second cooldown. There's a Purge against Demon. Demon, uh-oh, don't drop that Tomb, as that is just farm goal. Look at the goal. It's just piling the hell up.
He is at 461. Okay, he's at 478, 479. All right. He farmed 18 zombies from that.
Just instantly. I think you're a couple of seconds behind me. 35, 35, 36, 37, 38. But yeah, you can see how easily it is for Phantom Lancer to defend against that. Quick gold check on Phantom Lancer. Another 3k. This is after a heart and a Butcher Travel purchase as well. Safe to say that we talked about. Did we talk about there was some farming record set in this game? It's actually good to start guessing what that farming record might be for the viewers at home. He's sitting at 500 CS in 36 minutes. And this game is nowhere near over, as you can tell by the YouTube timer bar.
I'm actually kind of sad he sold his Quelling Blade, because I don't like soaring. But he did get rid of that Quelling Blade. It served him well, as it helped speed up his early game jungling. As again, beat is really not too many counter pushing measures to deal with the PL, especially now that it has the heart, because Jo actually has to venture quite close in order to deal with the damage. So they really have the raises and the Nature's Prophet ultimate. So maybe Milk should start looking to getting an Aghanims. Like, what can EG do right now? Besides Rage Quit.
Honestly, some intense backdoor. I think the ship that, fighting them heads on, that ship has sailed a long time ago. Like, there's really no way. Maybe catching out Svenhunterz multiple times without buyback. But I don't think Svenhunterz will make that kind of mistake.
Actually, here's a question for you. Do you happen to know if the illusions hit against the Blade Mail, do the illusions take the damage, or does the main one take the damage?
The illusions take the damage.
Oh, that's
so
that's
I don't think that's the answer either. Now it looks like PL is gonna grab himself Aegis, or maybe actually Lifestealer is gonna grab it. Yeah, most likely Lifestealer is, as PL doesn't really actually stay in the front line too much. As Illusion mostly tanked the forefront of that team fight. I don't think he's gonna die anytime soon either with that heart and Butcher Travel. So the Aegis gets picked up here by the Lifestealer, and obviously there's no reason for the Dire team to actually try to end this game anytime soon. They have by far the What?
What a hook as the fight does break out. Looks like Jail does pick off the Clockwork with that ultimate. Feltz is going to get Fiend's Grip, but he does have the Aegis. Looks like CHW is going to get spun up into the air. Fear does get a nice Requiem off. Where is PL? That is the question. He's just staying back. He doesn't care. Hasn't managed to spawn nearly that many illusions as he's just being ushered away. Why isn't he hitting things as... I'm not too sure what Go Audio is honestly doing, but now he's starting to get in there, but now he's going to take immediately a bunch of damage. Go Audio a little bit of trouble as Jail is going to get the Drunken Haze off onto Phil. It's going to slow down the assault. Now the Illusion Army is starting to spawn after 2 of his allies already died, but still.
Yeah, he's doing work right now, popping the Manta, popping the Mech, and of course all those illusions now chasing against Demon. Demon on the run right now. Fear is going to blink away. Good control on that blink. Still will spawn illusions, and those illusions is taking on the entire EG team. Just before that team fight broke out, I was going to say there is absolutely no reason for the Dire team to actually take team fights right now, because there are chances that they will lose a team fight off a poor initiation like they just did, and why not just wait for the game to go on longer and longer, as Shadow Fiend's not a late game carry by any means.
It was actually pretty funny because both teams were smoked up and only Fear was revealed. So I think Puck was trying to hook into Fear, but he managed to catch the Bane and the
everybody else
and the Jo in there. So it was double smoke initiation. So I think Clockwork thought it was an easy kill up on the Fear, but unfortunately he found himself Bane and Jo, and it ended up being a 2-0 for EG. So EG still showing that they have fight, but PL, remember, stayed the majority of the fight as far back as possible.
Yeah, in that fight he was actually right-clicking creeps, which sounds like a very, very bad move for a pro player, but he did it intentionally, trying to create a lot more illusions, as those creeps generally won't hit back that hard. But unfortunately, it took the illusion a little bit too long to actually gather up. But I mean, as soon as he gets another tier 4 item, by the way, it's coming on the courier, it's a butterfly, so that's gonna aid the illusion creation that much more so. But that courier is gonna have to work overtime to deliver this item.
Wern gonna get force staffed away, but he's still Nightmare, such a long duration. Here comes a teleport in by Melk, as CHW gonna get focused on by Fear. Where is Wern with that lifesteal? He's gonna try to teleport out. Unfortunately, does die. Lifesteal emerges from the Clockwork. He's gonna get Fiend's Grip as EG finding an opening from Svenhunter's mistakes, and now is the time to push, but PL gonna try to counter push in his stead, and Melk I don't really think is at the point where he can take down those Phantom Illusions by himself, especially to keep applying pressure on the bottom lane, as EG won a successful team fight, but still can't really do anything about it. Will they trade Rex? No, they can't.
Actually, it looks like they're going to port in the PL on the bot lane here. I think you're a couple seconds ahead of me. 40-19, 40-20, 40-21. But looks like PL is going to push faster than the entire Radiant team. He could pop his Manta very easily. Of course, Ninja Blueberry could start TPing back on the bot lane. Looks like they are going to go for a Rax trade. I think this is probably not the best way to go about it. No, their massive exodus of TP is going to go back in, but they're really not going to catch this Keeper of Light, nor will they catch Phantom Lancer. And looks like Shadow Fiend has been left behind. They're going to trade tier 3 towers. Nice Blinding Light. That's such a good defense. And that's it. That's going to be a decent trade, I guess, for the Radiant team. If they could get even trades in terms of buildings right now, you should be happy, because they are so far behind in terms of tower pushings and whatnot. And PL, now with another 4.7k gold in the bank, Butterfly, food to travel, he has nothing to sell except that Soul Ring now. Up to 624 creep kills in 41 minutes.
Interestingly enough, Jo actually uses his ultimate, so that's going to be on cooldown for the next 70 seconds just to usher away the illusions. Maybe he's under pressure, I'm not too sure. Meanwhile, Melk does have the Maelstrom. I'm going to go for Mjolnir. I think they might need to get another Mjolnir up on the Shadow Fiend to really try to get the counter push going, because otherwise the Phantom Lance illusions will just chip away. No tier 3 towers on either of the side lanes, so PL can just pretty much send the illusions in without any risk, sort of like a pseudo... Sort of like back when Darkseer's wall was super broken, where he could just send the illusions to siege the buildings. That's what PL can do by himself without even using an ultimate, because that's just what the hero does.
Yep, it looks like if you look at his stash right now, working for Monkey King Bar, there is no Butterfly finish on the enemy team miss, but there is Drunken Haze, and that's really the spell that he's playing around. So you don't really want to miss when it comes down to illusion creating.
Fear. That's ballsy.
You know what? Normally I would applaud this play. Like, I love when pros get Divine Rapier, especially when they know exactly what they're doing. Divine Rapier against illusions, just... I mean, he's going to have to find the real one. But he just made the game very interesting, I think.
I'd like it if he had a lifesteal.
Yeah, well, he's going to farm lifesteal very... Like, he has lifesteal gold right now. I think ultimately that is the correct item purchase, but we'll see how it plays out.
I thought Mjolnir would be a really good item selection.
I mean, to be honest, he one-hits these illusions right now with that kind of insane damage. Hitting for 500 with, of course, he has minus armor, as well as attack speed increase from Manta, as well as Drum, so... Maybe it's actually time to ditch the dagger, I think.
Yeah, definitely. It's not really going to help him.
Yeah.
But also Furious painted a huge target on his back saying, come kill me, guys.
That's an issue, yeah. So I think the next most important item to buy is Helm of Dominator and then into MKB, because he was actually having trouble killing the illusions of PL because they have Butterfly. 35% evasion is no joke.
Actually, just want to mention 693 CS at 43 minutes in. What was the SMJ's time? I think it was like, wasn't it like 650 at 43 minutes, or was it 700 at 43? Can't remember if it was 43 or 53.
720 creep kills in 55 minutes.
Okay.
So I guess a lot of people will be bringing up comparisons to ZSMJ's farming record. Dota 1 tracks creep kills and only creep kills. It doesn't track neutral creeps. It doesn't track zombies. It doesn't track treant creeps from Profit. So I think right now PL is very, very far off in terms of having actual legit creeps, because a lot of PL's playstyle is farming neutrals and sending his illusions into the lane and pushing the lanes. So obviously we saw how much creeps he's actually got from
so actually Luminous actually is pretty butthurt because he doesn't want to see his idol ZSMJ's record. No, I know what you're saying. I know. I don't think he's very far off, but he's definitely not really.
He definitely does not have 700 creep kills.
It's deceiving. It thinks at least like 100 to 150, probably 150. So I'm just gonna say 170.
I think he's a lot off. I'm actually very curious. If somebody at Valve could actually, like, just for this replay, find out exactly how many lane creeps he's actually killed. Because in that ZSMG game where he farmed 720 creep kills, his entire team offered up the entire map to him. Like, he literally went from lane to lane and pushed it and with power shots and, sorry, not power shots, split shots and Mystic Snake. And then TP to another lane and just did that rinse and repeat. And his entire team literally, like, stood in jungle and held his hand while doing so. Meanwhile, I mean, PL is sharing a lot of farm with Keeper of Light. I mean, look at Blueberry Ninja. He's sitting 130 CS, and
even Lifesteal has 600 GPM. So,
yeah, so like he's sharing a lot of CS with the rest of his team. So I imagine a lot of it came from the neutral.
PL's such a nice guy, sharing farm, unlike ZSMJ, who is very, very selfish.
MKB finish.
Such a nice guy. Nobody, I mean, I don't know why he's hated on by the Reign so hard. Maybe it's because he's totally stupid and very annoying to deal with.
I imagine PL is going to get some nerf in the next patch.
4.2 is a bit too much. And once they fix the Quelling Blade, then I think he'll probably be back to
that's really the big nerf, yeah. But I mean, once you get into this point, and obviously Quelling Blade had a lot of hand into getting into this point, but once you get into this point, like, this hero is just unbeatable. I really think he's unbeatable.
No, I think Void. Like, why don't we see Void picks to counter this? Because you have Chrono. I know you can just send your illusions in, but Void can tank on the illusions with the backtrack, and then Chrono the real one. Like, I don't understand why we're not seeing more Void pickups.
No, I agree with you in terms of, like, a teamfight engagement. Void beats Phantom Lancer, but look at how many teamfight engagement there has been in the last 10 minutes. There has been like one office smoke initiation mistake. I don't think PL will actually want to fight Void, but he will still beat Void because he's just a lot more mobile. He puts in a lot more pressure, and it's much more difficult for Void to actually gather his entire team to push mid, for example, because you could never actually get to that stage when there is illusions.
No, I think like once you get sort of maxed out, you can just sort of go all mid and force a team fight, and then
right at doing so, you're losing towers. I mean, look at PL right now. Look at his positioning and the fact that he's pushing both mid and bot by himself. Like, he's doing at least 2 or 3 heroes job by himself, and I think this is crazy.
I'm just on the opinion that PL can't take a team 1v5, but Void can.
That's true. I completely agree with that. But you know, Defense of the Ancients is very, you know, it's defending Ancients first, and this guy knows how to push Ancients.
Yeah, but you can't get illusions when you hit buildings. So eventually there's a point where there's not going to be any illusions. So just saying.
I think that's going to be.
I just want to see Void counter picks to deal with PL, as I think he's a pretty good counter pick overall. But again, Void doesn't really get his farm going nearly as fast. So if PL's smart, he'll just push in before Void gets really, really powerful.
I don't want to say I disagree. I personally just want to see that matchup, like you said. Whether it works or not, I doubt it works, but you strongly believe it. So, and I haven't seen that matchup being played by two really good teams either. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And the rate that PL is being picked so much, and the fact that he's fairly successful, we're gonna see more of that. Back in the mid lane, that looks like, somebody's dead. No, force stab up on the high ground, immediate TP out. That turns out the TP 48 minutes into the game still good, running away from the Radiant team.
Yeah, it's still the best time in the game, as again, PL gonna push the top lane with the Army of Illusions, and he can just sort of do this with Boots of Travel, Keeper Light Recall, and just do this to his heart's content, as JL probably gonna sell all your items, just buy like 80 Maelstroms on the side of G, as they can't do anything. Like, it's pressing. They actually can't do anything.
Like I said, EG could, for the longest time, charge down on the mid lane if the creep wave wasn't so pushed, and that's the big if. And PL is constantly, look at him, he's in the jungle, he's in the lanes.
Like, Clock and Keeper the Light, just global push.
Yeah, Clock and Keeper are the unsung hero in this game too, so it's tough. So right now, Fear, instead of getting lifesteal, he's going for MKB. As like I said, MKB is very, very important to hitting through that butterfly. Excuse me. I mean, Fear and his team's not giving up right now, so I don't think we should give up hope on them. We shouldn't underestimate how hard a Nature's Prophet could carry us next to a Shadow Fiend. Like, these two heroes could farm insane, and it's actually very difficult to push in against these two heroes as well, so we'll see how this game goes. And of course, the target, like we said, is on the Shadow Fiend's head. When he drops a Divine, it's a really back-breaking loss. It's not the fact that PL will get it or anything like that, it's just the fact that he's lost 6k gold. That's really the backbreaker.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Beaters can't really do anything because he is very single target oriented. Meanwhile, Svenhunterz just going to siege multiple lanes at once, as they really are just playing this super safe. But there's going to TP in for Blueberry Ninja. Can he teleport out? As Blueberry Ninja not going to TP out, as was it on cooldown? He just got ganked. Oh, Beaters was there for the Nightmare to stop it, so didn't waste that gold.
Yep, they got a kill on the bot lane, but gotta defend top. Gotta defend mid too. Oh wait, gotta defend bot because PL will TP there in just a bit.
Then they gotta defend top again, and then they got put into the jungle.
PL has 10,000 gold right now by himself, and
oh, what's your net worth? Oh, casual 39k.
Yeah. What's your net worth at?
Net worth is not very high.
Not very high.
As Illusions break down the tier 3 demon, can he even pop the Ghost Scepter? He does pop it, as JL is gonna run. This is so stupid.
Look, hey.
Oh my god. I mean, it got to the point, so this is what the hero can do, but it's still very, very, like,
that was
no risk.
Illusions forcing out a Glyph, almost killing 3 heroes in the process, and almost killing the Rax.
I don't know if...
That
like,
can't be right.
It's 0 risk. That's why, like, the Naga thing no longer affects ability, because there's 0 risk.
Yeah.
So this is weird.
I mean...
It's like a 0 risk strategy. Like, Svenhunterz, if they keep doing this, they can't actually lose unless there's a massive backdoor attempt.
I don't want to shift any quote-unquote blame on the Dire team for playing like this, because that's what their team is designed to do, and it looks like they're going to try to end the game right now as they feel strong enough. Oh, look at that! Shadow even makes 2 more illusions as they're going to go right in. I really...
Glyph's on cooldown.
Oh, looks like that's a Rax.
Oh, no. You should just deny the Rax, guys.
if there's anybody I need to fall, I'm going to fault the Radiant team for not getting the proper items and pushing in, because there is a stage where PL's not this strong. And what is that Rod of Ato doing for Demon?
But, like, it's difficult for the Radiant to push in against Clock.
If they had Pipe!
If that
like I'm saying, if they had Pipe instead of a Rod of Awful, they charge in with Pipe and mech activation. What the hell is the Keeper going to do?
Pop teleports and not fight.
And blinding light and look cute.
No, Svenhunterz is actually, very Mahatma Gandhi oriented. Non-violence is the answer.
Yeah, non-violence, only illusions.
Only violence against creeps. And buildings.
And buildings, yeah. So, yeah. That's a good game.
Game was nice.
Game was nice. You know how Anti-Mage has that quote, "I'm done farming now, guys," and he comes out and start owning everybody? I think he has to shift a title up to PL now, because
no, PL's not even done farming. Like
he's done farming. Look, he has no more inventory sets. He's done farming.
No, he's not done farming. He wants to get 20k gold in his bank so they can buy back 800 times.
Go Audio right now is literally farming for 3 games, like, in the future, because he has enough gold to buy, like, the next 2 games inventory as well.
And it's very poetic that Leicester is the one to finish off the first Rex instead of PL. Because Leicester actually did a lot of work before PL got very, very powerful. As all know, if you're getting sieged down by Lucian's when we drop the rapier, this is... oh my god, this is hilarious.
Meanwhile, as the Radiant team is dealing with the rest of the illusions up top, Feliz says, alright, don't forget about me. Alright, looks like a little bit of action in the mid lane. Gets gripped. Does he have the Aegis? You can bet that he does. Word comes in right now. He dies immediately to Milk. Milk just actually has a lot of firepower. Oh, Go Audio in the center of a team fight, though. Lost a lot of his mana, but Palps and Manta now suddenly, is he doing enough work? That's a question. Go Audio is actually going to go down to the Divine. It's a defensive disruption. They're going to go on Fear. Fear taking so much damage. Fear, Palps and Manta. He is dead. Divine gets dropped, but everybody else is dying as well. Looks like buyback immediately TP back in the mid lane. Who actually has picked up Divine? I'm not too sure. Milk? No, I'm not. Milk doesn't have it. Oh, he picked it back up himself.
Meanwhile, Go Audio kills the base.
Alright, cool. Cool story, bro.
No, he's just like, team fights are too hard. Non-violence is the answer.
Non-violence, yeah.
Oh, Go Audio is a nightmare, but, I mean, it's mega creeps.
Okay, now my primary concern is how will PL break 1,000 CS? Because all the creeps are dead. Like, he actually just have to go in the jungle to set a record now. Like, forget anything else. Non-violence, just go in the jungle and break that 1k barrier. Because that's record breaking, sort of. Not really.
EG, never give up. Never surrender. As, these drums obviously helping out Fear. Why doesn't he have lifesteal? I mean, it's not like it would help, but...
You can't, yeah.
It's not like it would help. Oh, he's getting mask. So.
Mask. I like this. 54-minute Mask of Madness. By the way, you can't lifesteal against illusions, so it doesn't help that much actually, or in fact, at all.
No, I thought you could lifesteal against them because it's percentage of your own base damage.
No, like you get the animation, but you actually don't get any. You don't get. You see that if he ever right clicks these illusions, he's gonna get owned and not get lifesteal back. Yeah, he's not getting any lifesteal. Man, look at those. Look at all those illusions. And these guys are being driven back to the base. Alright, PL has farmed up to 1,009.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I want to play that song.
Oh, backdoor, backdoor!
Oh, here we go. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Mass BLT into backdoor. Alright, Butcher Travel comes in right now. Ultimate gets dropped. There's a glip being used. Oh, shoot. This might be a real game here. As now looks like Shadow Demon in a little bit of trouble as well. Ultimate being dropped by Fear just for the kill. They've gotten to that, but can it actually get the... They are not out-damaging the backdoor protection. Shadow Fiend joined the party. Has now beginning to damage that. And looks like Clock in the middle of everything. Clock's dead. Go Audio is dead. Holy crap, this game. But there is some Hex action here from the Keeper. Buyback number 1 here for Phantom Lancer. Keep in mind that that's all the buybacks got, but look at the Purge. He's dead, Fear's dead, and that's gonna be GG. Yep, Rampage? Just triple. Disappointing. 1,022 creep kills in 55 minutes.
I like what the clock said.
What the clock said.
Sorry viewers for boring game. As very respectable. Hey, if that's how you need to win, just play to win. But yeah, very. It was a Dota game that had Dota stuff.
Money, 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 money.
Actually, I want to just check out the net worth. So PL has double the rest of his entire team combined. PL still has more than the entire Radiant team combined. No, he doesn't. I lied. I'm sorry. He has 38k, so 50k, about 57.
He's a lot of gold.
They all disconnected anyway.
Yeah, they have a lot of gold. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this game of Dota, or Farming Simulator. And we'll
Farming Simulator 2013.
We'll come back with more exciting Dota casts. And until next time, this is Luminous and B-Balling signing out to you guys.